Now, I originally wasn't planning on covering this case as it was, a case of unaliving, case closed, and I did not want to further exploit Micah Miller's mental health. However, some shocking new accusations have come out about Pastor John Paul Miller, proving that he was a horrible man. On April 27, 2024, 38-year-old Micah Miller died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Although many skeptics believe that foul play was involved, her death was ultimately ruled by the medical examiner. But many question this ruling due to the circumstances leading up to Micah Miller's death. Micah made a distressing 911 call shortly before her death, indicating intentions and confirming that her location could be tracked so that her family would be able to find her. Now, I'm not going to play that call here for obvious reasons, but I have heard it and it is extremely heartbreaking. Following her passing, there were allegations against her husband, John Paul Miller, who she met when she was 15 and he was 29. John Paul Miller had also been married at the time that he began sleeping with Micah, who was their babysitter at the time. John Paul, who was a pastor at a local church, would eventually divorce his wife and him and Micah would get married. There were allegations towards Micah from John Paul during their marriage and claims that he had played a big part in her mental health struggles. No charges were ever laid against him in Micah's death. But on February the 25th of 2025, a lawsuit was filed against John Paul Miller, accusing him of R-wording a 15-year-old girl in 1998 and again S.A.ing her in 2023. It seems like he likes his teenagers sick. The complaint names several parties, including Solid Rock Ministries and All Nations Cathedral Church. The lawsuit alleged negligence and failure to protect children from within the church environment. In addition to that, a man who drowned in 2021 has been linked to John Paul and Micah Miller. At the time, 40-year-old Chris Skinner's drowning death was ruled accidental, but the South Carolina Coroner's Office has come out and said that they have recently received new evidence in relation to Chris's death. Chris Skinner was an Army veteran who was paralyzed from the waist down following a severe car accident when he was just 20 years old. On the morning of September 6th of 2021, he went to a community pool to meet someone for a game of chess. While strapped into his wheelchair, he fell into the pool where he remained for 40 minutes before being pulled out. He was later pronounced deceased at the hospital. Now, dashcam video obtained shows John Paul and Micah Miller present at the scene. Now, it was discovered that Chris Skinner's wife, Susie, had met John Paul Miller in 2019, and she was now his girlfriend. Chris had confronted John Paul Miller about the affair 2 weeks prior to his death. Now, although Miller is charged with SA and R-wording in relation to the case in 1998 and again in 2023, he cannot be charged in the death of Chris Skinner unless his case is reopened. But it's not just a coincidence that John Paul Miller and Susie Skinner were having an affair and both of their spouses end up dead. Like, come on. I never suspected any kind of foul play. I did think that John Paul Miller was a disgusting human being and possibly towards Micah, but I did not expect that he had anything to do with her death. But now that all this is coming out, I'm not so sure. There was a lot of speculation that that 911 call was pre-recorded or AI or something like that, but I don't know. At first I was thinking that's far out there, but now I don't know, guys. Anything could be possible. Either that or he knew that she was vulnerable mentally and purposely pushed her over the edge. Y'all know I don't believe in coincidences, okay? So something weird's going on here. I truly hope that they take a closer look at not only the death of Chris Skinner, but as well Micah Miller. But I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Does this change your guys' mind about anything? Did you think all of this in the beginning anyway? You know, I always love to hear everything you have to say. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video today. If you are new here and you do enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss updates on this case as well as videos just like this one. And if you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up as it is a free way to support the channel. I hope you guys take care of yourselves and we'll see you in my next video.